Welcome back to the part two of our brand styling guide. We are going to be going over brand voice, so defining our brand's writing style. So this can be grammar, punctuation, vocabulary, tone. Again, I mentioned Hacienda Calavera, where they put, instead of, it's not the actual F word, they'll put, people put asterisks or whatever symbols in place of things. So it'll be little things like that that have, actually one of our clients is a perfect example for this, one of our most recent ones that we'll be working on. So creating a brand dictionary is another thing. So if there's terminology, phrases, slang, I did marketing for this Mediterranean restaurant nearby. It's in the Chicago area. They have four different restaurants, but they had their own terminology for ordering things, and it was cool how they incorporated the whole brand into everything that they did. So with visuals, we're going to sit down, we're going to establish guidelines for imagery. So what style of photos are they all going to be, from the bird's eye angle? Are they all going to be from, very specific angles? Are they going to be a certain feel to them, vibe to them? Do they have to be in a certain place? This is going to give us, kind of an idea of where to set up photo shoots. So when we have models or when we're working with different people like that, we're creating content. Are we going to go shoot, photos down in Chicago by the river, by water? Or do we want more like brick elements? Do we want more skyscraper elements? Do we want, museum stuff with the old stone feel to it? Do we want more of that cultural feel where we go to Irish areas, Polish areas, Italian areas throughout, the Chicagoland? We also want to focus on providing a library of approved images, so things that kind of can look at and get the feel for an idea of what can I use. So a lot of times I will go to Pinterest. This is going to be really good for the vision board. This is where that comes in. You're going to run to Pinterest and you're going to look at, what are aesthetics or what are things that I really like, colors. Some people might want the greenery, like the vines in their room, stuff like that, and incorporate that into their office where it's more of a natural element feel. Some people might want more of that elegant, very out there, like marble and like all that other crazy stuff. Very expensive, probably more so luxury branding. But still, whatever you want to do, it's your brand. It's really fun to sit there and develop something. With illustrations, we are going to sit down and, what can our graphic designer draw? What are their parameters? So, draw me a picture, draw me a logo, develop something, but make it this color, make it this size, and I want it to go on hats, or I want it to go on, whatever. Just so we know, okay, how are we going to lay this out? A banner might have a logo that looks a little bit different than what we would put on a shoe, different things like that. We're going to create different types of icons. So when I say icons and providing the guidelines for these, again, this is going to be YouTube versus their little YouTube icon. So you see the icon on your phone, the apps, and then underneath it is the typed out like name. So Netflix typed out like that's their whole like logo, but the in is like their little icon, if that makes any sense. The comparison. And then with data visualization, we're gonna do preferences on charts, graphics, infographics, stuff like that. Do we want the charts to be 3D? Do we want them to have a certain color scheme? Again, 30-20-10 is a very big rule to use. 30 for your primary, 20 for your secondary, and 10 for accents. Just again, when it comes to these right here, the posts, the data visualization, I'm sorry, is really important because it's going to help us. If you're running out of content ideas, you're like, okay, well, let me put up a statistic or a fact or something that is related to your industry. And then that's when those come in, and those are really good. So, you want to focus on what is the mission and the values of the company or your company when you're establishing this brand. These are all numbers from a previous client that is based in Chicago. So, this was one of our campaigns that we're actually developing right now. We have long term goals that we're going to set up. Again, me and my team kind of walk through these at the beginning of campaigns and build out this branding style guide. This one is just helping people who didn't see this on previous videos. You are going to LinkedIn often guidelines more professional formal tone. So all of these, if you want to pause while I go through them, they're going to compare each social media platform, the guidelines, the average demographic, so who's typically on there, who's your audience, what kind of guidelines or what kind of, content can you post, and then marketing advantages, where who typically markets here. Is this the best place for me to market? And then, ideal content. So for LinkedIn, industry updates, company updates, job postings, again, maybe not something you'd put on Instagram. People might not be as interested. YouTube, you're going to want to do tutorials, vlogs, stuff like that, guides, behind the scenes, just, something that's giving them valuable insight. A lot of times this has a very diverse audience, including, little kids, but you also have, other kinds of people at different points in their lives trying to learn different things and educate themselves. So guidelines, you're going to have high quality video content focused on providing value and entertainment, and then effective for building brand awareness. So this is something that, a lot of people start out as YouTubers and then they go on to be influencers or some other type of celebrity, brand ambassadors, whatever it is. TikTok, again, if you want to pause and check these out, these are all going to have little, some information on, last one was X, Twitter X, whichever one you want to call it. Then it's Facebook. And then we have Instagram, the one that we typically advertise on. We do a lot of LinkedIn. We do a lot of Instagram. We do a lot of YouTube, Facebook. Not so much TikTok, but, my team kind of likes it. So I think I'm going to start letting them take care of that probably. All right. And if you guys need anything else, my email, my website address, and then our company phone number is all on the screen.